my name is Ginger Kehoe, and I am a Community Development Assistant at UNM Resident Life and Student Housing. This report is addressed to Megan Chibanga at UNM Residence Life and Student Housing. This is because she has asked me to look into the relationship of college students and marijuana to assure that our students have a safe and sound environment to live and study in. The question being presented in this report is, are college students living both on and off campus affected by marijuana? For this report, I have conducted a survey through Facebook that allows students to anonymously report their experiences with marijuana while on UNM campus. 50 participants answered 12 questions, and the results have been placed into graphs and followed up with other reports to further analyze this predicament. My hypothesis was that marijuana would affect college students living both on and off campus. Marijuana is still an increasingly prevalent situation that needs to be evaluated, understood, and handled with appropriate measures. Being the most commonly used illicit drugs among college students, many may not realize or understand the consequences that could be affecting their health. If the knowledge is the reason people come to university, why did UNM police report that 65% of all drugs confiscated on campus were marijuana? For my primary research, I conducted an online questionnaire using Google Forms and then posting the link to my personal Facebook. The survey was open to both past and present UNM students and consisted of 12 questions, 11 of which were multiple choice and one being open-ended. 50 anonymous volunteers participated in the survey. For my secondary research, I reviewed journal articles from the UNM database. I also found a few other academic resources through a basic Google search. The correlational studies included the mental health of college students using marijuana, the norms of using marijuana for college students, trends of marijuana in college students, the attitudes associated with marijuana students as resident assistants, UNM police statistics of marijuana-related confiscation calls, and the amount of marijuana use among college students. For the questionnaire, I asked the participants the following questions. Are you currently a student of UNM? If yes, what year are you? Have you ever been a student of UNM? If yes, what degree did you receive, if any? Do you live on UNM campus? Have you ever lived on UNM campus? Have you ever been inside UNM dorms? While on campus, have you ever used marijuana? While on campus, have you ever felt pressured to use marijuana? While on campus, have you ever seen someone use marijuana? While on campus, have you ever heard someone talk about marijuana? Do you have anything else you would like to add or say to this survey? Doing so good. The use of Facebook was helpful because it was a simple way to extend the survey to many people at once. However, limitations were still present. Because of the fact that I used Facebook, my participants were not random. However, several people shared the Google link, which helped to increase the diversity of the population that the link was available to. Another limitation was that my population couldn't be controlled, again due to the use of Facebook, because my population was a targeted group of UNM students who I had become acquainted with. My secondary research also had its limitations that primarily focused on finding articles that directly related to UNM, marijuana, and any. The primary research presented that 42% of the population asked admitted to using marijuana on campus. 20% of the population asked admitted to have felt pressured to use marijuana while on campus. 71% admitted to seeing someone else use marijuana while on campus, and 85.7% admitted to have heard someone else speak of marijuana while on campus. The first graph is everybody who participated in the survey, and as you can see, 21 out of 50 students, or 42% of students, have ever used marijuana while on campus. The next few slides will consist of the results from the questionnaire. This graph consisted of just UNM students currently living on campus, where 4 out of 12, or 33%, have ever used marijuana while on campus. Of the students that had ever lived on UNM campus, 8 out of 20, or 40%, admitted to have used marijuana while on campus. Of the students who had ever lived on UNM campus, 12 out of the 30, or 40%, admitted to have ever used marijuana while on campus. This is a chart that shows the comparison of three studies correlating the percentage of students that admitted to have smoked marijuana. A study done by a public university in southern Louisiana showed that 29% of their students admitted to have used marijuana. A study of all college students showed that 30% had admitted to using marijuana. However, in this sample, I found that 42% of college students admitted to have used marijuana just while on campus. This is a significant difference and something must be done to control the situation for the health and safety of our students. This study did not show a correlation of the effects of living on or off campus with the use of marijuana since 40% of both on and off campus UNM students admitted to have used marijuana while on campus. This could be changed by surveying a different sample or surveying in a different way. The study also shows that a significant amount of the population of this study admits to have used marijuana on campus, which is 1/3 of the students sampled currently living on campus have ever used marijuana while on campus. A study at the university in southern Louisiana showed a correlation between the use of marijuana and a decrease in academic and psychiatric functions, while another study suggests that resident assistants, or RAs, show significantly high anxiety about approaching and or referring a student that has had a marijuana problem. The University of New Mexico students are at risk for a decrease in functionality, and many are too anxious to approach and or help them. So what is it that we can do? As I have shown in this study, a large percentage of UNM students are using marijuana and may not fully understand or know the consequences that follow. To reduce the use and abuse of the illicit drug of marijuana, I suggest to utilize more support groups to present the knowledge and understanding for our students to continue living a safe and healthy life here at the University of New Mexico. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.